What are some of the best Variant 8 hashtag mercenary champions in preparation for what is going to drop next week? Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video. So I've, as per usual, put together a little bit of a sheet, a spreadsheet if you will, as I normally seem to do, which is all fun. I actually quite enjoy doing these things. More so when we're doing prep. Okay, so one of the big things that's coming on is Variant 8, exciting times. And how do we prepare for it? And I thought I'd do a hashtag mercenary and one Deadpoolooza family member, which we know are the interactions that we can prepare for in the coming week and 2 weeks, maybe month, that drops with Variant 8. So the info that we know right now is that in variant difficulty, Deadpool has decided that only hashtag mercenary and Deadpool family champions will be at their strongest. Put together a team of morally dubious mercs for money, use crossfight buffs collected from Deadpoolooids to overcome the challenges within and face off against Venompool in this arena / kitchen of origin. So that's the quest. So I would take that as yes, it's all about those. Maybe you can have synergy champions. I don't know. This is why this is all about prep, because a lot of the time you might be going, well, Rich, who do I rank up? Who do I think about considering for ranking up, preparing, those kind of things. There's lots that you need to prepare for when it comes to the new content coming into the game. And also we don't know who the champion classes is, the interactions and stuff like that. And this was the quest right here. This player, Christos, I don't know if he's still playing the game, but this was posted a long time ago. And My Time to Shine is the first quest, and it's So I Messed Up, okay. And then the best contest ever for real. And yeah, so that's going to be dropping very, very soon. But again, who are some of the best champions for the interactions? Who do we need to watch out for? Who are my top picks? Who are the best? Those questions will be answered right now. So first of all, you can get the list of hashtag mercenaries by going to Aunt May. So shout out to Aunt May, and not Aunt May, but Aunt May doesn't run this. I think it's Slugberg that kind of that deals with this and does an amazing job. You can see on screen right now are the various different champions of hashtag mercenary. Quite thank godness that Karnak and Nebula are being buffed next month, but so become usable options. But also, like, what's the interactions? Let's have a look at the spreadsheet again, and also just have quickly dive into different champions and go like, okay, well, why are they going to be good for this? So what I've done in this spreadsheet is I've gone by different classes so you can get a real idea. There's not a huge amount on offer for anything that is, well, Mystic, you know, there's nothing. Is there anything Cosmic? Only one, because it's a family member of the Pool family. Tex, Science, limited. But that's the thing, it may be more. And the thing to mention is that maybe Kabama adding in some different types of things. Maybe using non-specific mercenary champions is okay. Maybe there's just depends on what is available, and it may be something that you can take 3-star versions in as well, because a lot of people may go, right, well, my hashtag mercenary roster may not be as stonking as a lot of other players, so that becomes a problem for others. So I'll wait until this content out, but let's kind of like delve into what is going to make certain champions good. So for the mutant side of things, there are some really kind of fun things with Domino, but a lot of things are really based on luck-based systems. There are some nice stuns, incredible amount of damage when it comes to bleeds. There is an Incinerate from what I believe, and also armor break. Not key things, but that's just the thing. If something says like, oh, if you do an armor break, you get this or this or this, and it's like, that could be really cool, and that could help out. The same thing with other champions in the mutant line. If you have to go against an Iceman, having Sabretooth in your team can be really helpful, because you'll be able to kind of like be immune. And also the champion does build Fury buffs if you have to build a buff, and say something calls for being buffed up, and also Persistent. As I said, do bear in mind that there could be some synergies allowed in, which could mean if you've got things like buffed up, just say for whatever crazy example, then at least to say that you'll be covered by bringing in the likes of Heimdall, or bringing in Odin, for example. But there are so many other options as well. Moving on, Deadpool X-Force, if you have him, hopefully he gains some kind of like benefit there, but he does bleeds, lots of them. Duodinium Poke, great. Power gains at the end of it can be very helpful in rotation, depending again on what we've got, the interaction. Standard Black Widow, nothing really is happening. A little bit of evade, good critical damage. Black Widow Deadly Origin, Widow's Insight, as a lot of you know, this is when we get the more kind of like newer champions, and they have these kind of special kind of interactions. Like when Black Widow gets into Widow's Insight, it becomes a benefit for you on certain kinds of interaction. Not crazy interaction, but at least to say with Widow's Insight, you know, it's not affected by ability accuracy. And then we've got other things when you do special attacks. If you're in Insight with the SP2, all hits reduce defense ability accuracy by 70%. Because ability accuracy, whether or not it's defense, offensive, standard, there's a lot of kind of like things to break down, and that can be beneficial if you are indeed doing that. And there's some really decent skill champions that are going to be a nice little spice to you and also be quite effective. I think one of my favorites to look out for, one of the best, is Hitmonkey. Because the coverage is, as I've put in my notes, it's quite extensive. Because you've got defense ability accuracy reduction, disorient, bleeds, SP1, vigilance. You know, this talking, some good stuff is on offer right with Hitmonkey. Let's just get him up just quickly, just to showcase some stuff with him. I haven't ranked mine up just yet, and I think this is one of these situations where I go, okay, well, I'm actually interested now in doing this. Not to say there's anything bad about him that I wouldn't. It's just one of these things where I'm taking my resources to rank up other champions for different content. So yeah, when you get to like certain things with Primal Rage, I believe, yeah, you get Disorient with that one, and as well there is something nice with Assassin's Cunning, which is there we go, evading removes Assassin's Cunning, but there's something else. I must have kind of like skipped past it somewhere. Is it Monkey Scheme? Something on it allows him to deal with evades and becomes like evade ability actually reduction, or kind of like he's able to stop evades. That's it right there. I just skipped over it. Prevent the opponent's evade by being in Assassin's Cunning in the passive. So yeah, there's lots of things on offer for this champion. As I said, the SP1 that we've got Vigilance, which, you know, can helpful against auto block and other effects. So there's like it's a great champion for this. There are also a few kind of like odds and ends champions. As we know, Karnak is being buffed and allows with the True Strike passive as an option to take on auto block. It becomes an auto block counter, and as well, like the SP3 becomes Disorient, reduce poison and bleed damage from ability from debuffs, and also debuff shrugging, so non-damaging debuff shrugging. That's just like, that's great for it. Moving on now, a Massacre. Massacre is like a champion I really do enjoy. Off the SP1, you can get a bleed. On the just building of the champion, you can do Bat Incinerates. So yeah, that's good, and allows you as well to damage through the block. And, you know, Incinerate does kind of like help out as an ability to reduce other things as well. So it's like it's good. It's really, really effective. And then we've got Electra. Electra's kind of like, again, a bit of a dark horse when it comes to performance. Another kind of, which will be underrated from a point of, you know, usage. So Electra has the ability to armor break, which is great. She also, but that's, the enemy has to be immune to bleed. That's something to kind of like, you know, point out. Bleed damage, which is great as well. Also, she has some, I believe, defense ability accuracy reduction, which again can be equally as helpful for the situation depending on what you're going up against. Then we've got Moon Knight. Moon Knight gets bleeds off of crits, and it's an option. I'm not going to dispute it as people not going to use it because it's not really current meta, but it's like, I'm sure people who've got a rank 3, rank 4, rank even 5 version may even go like, oh yeah, I'm using him just, you know, for the sake of it. Winter Soldier, I think, as well, is going to be another dark horse and a really good option. SP1s do bleed. Incinerates off the incendiary rounds will do Incinerates. He can power control off his signature ability, and also can build fury buffs. So there's some options there. Taskmaster, who I just missed off, bleeds off the SP1. And SP2 and SP3 do armor breaks. Also another option because he has an offense ability accuracy reduction, exploit weakness, bleeds, as we know, and concussion. So there are, you know, some options here with this champion. Gwenpool is a solid champ. You know, recently I think I just pulled her as a champion, and I will be ranking her up, especially when it comes to like this new variant. I've definitely been waiting to see what happens with this new variant as to like who's going to be the key champions. You can survive special attacks if you've got a high signatured version, or you know, signature version, which is helpful. It's not a be all and end all. This champion is good unawakened, just to kind of point out. SP2s will do the is it Innovate? Yeah, Innovate, and that will suppress any power gaining. Bleeds, as well as Incinerates. So that's something as well to point out. And just quickly finishing off with the 4 champions to mention. Luke Cage, again, solid option. Bleed immune can be great for various different situations. Exhaustion plays out well, especially because exhaustion reduces power gain, and that's great. Also reduces down ability accuracy reduction, and is incredibly tanky, as well as like the ability, the more debuffs are on the enemy, the more damage he does. It's again a great kind of like, it's a great champion for it, and it's science, which is great. It's the only science. 2 techs, you know, we're getting Nebula buffed, which is great. That is going to be poison, bleed, and shock immunity, doing shock damages, and also power controlling off the SP1. I think she's going to be a great solid option for it. She also regens, high shock damage, counters to hashtag robots, you name it, great champion. And also we've got Yondu. Yondu is immune to bleeds. No, he's not immune to bleeds. He's got armor breaks that he can do if enemies are immune to bleeds. And as well, he does bleed himself off the SP1. SP2 block penetration. Heal block as well, as I think he's one of the only heal block options. Unless you're looking at some kind of other interactions, which are there with certain debuffs and stuff, but it's kind of like the only clear-cut heal block. I should be more specific on that one. And then Venompool finally is a Spider-Verse counter, if there is one that evades. Immunity to power, drain and burn, and shock with the certain criteria that he has. Gains buffs, incredible damage, hashtag robot counter. So yeah, that's the champions there of what I've put together. A nice little list of prep champions that can take on variant 8. And as I said, like, there could be more information that follows. This is not a Cavalier, no, this is not a variant 8 cheat sheet. That will come at a later date, because what I do, if you're familiar, is with the other ones, is I incorporate the guides within it. So I do like a completion and boss guide, and then I do an exploration guide in with that. So this is going to be expanding, but I just kind of felt like, look, let's get some content out there, let's get some info out there to help players out with rank up options. Also, you know, what those champions do very quickly in a very kind of sensitive way that just goes, okay, well, they do this off this, and then you've got the info to go, look, I've got an option for this, I've got an option to take that. So hopefully this helps out players. Make sure as well to check out some other content located on screen right now. It's probably some news or some other stuff that's dropping in the community, or maybe a guide or two, especially with Cosmic Horror and the other stuff that's coming this week. Appreciate you. Much love. See you soon. Bye-bye.